And we are back.
We're back, y'all.
And I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back. Yeah.
You gotta get us up to speed, Chris.
Got booties to go smack.
I told you he was gonna go do that, but this fits well right in what you were trying to say. If you trying to smack that booty and you end up getting that booty pregnant.
Oh my God.
Ooh, buddy.
Asses don't get pregnant. Vaginas do.
Don't matter.
Oh my gosh.
Don't matter. So, it's Dobbs v. Jackson. Mississippi case, of course, is challenging abortion rights and why you should defund them.
They get rid of contraceptives too?
Planned Parenthood is what gives contraceptives
That's
to a lot of
crazy.
individuals who have no access to them in those areas. So, yes,
That's
contraceptives gone in that area, and it would eliminate any abortion. So, Roe v. Wade establishes a right for a woman to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's established very loosely where people are allowed to set restrictive measures that challenge the validity of Wade. So any state can set up a little measure within, not completely banning abortion, but restricting it, such as Texas's new 6-week termination law. You know, most women don't know that you're pregnant within the first month.
Right. Like my youngest aunt, she didn't realize she was pregnant till she was already 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she's used to having irregular periods.
Yeah. And by then, you won't be able to get an abortion in Texas because 6 weeks.
And she lives in Texas.
Oh, there
I mean, it's a good thing she wanted her daughter too. Like I'm like, shout out to baby Gigi. I love that little thing. She's so cute. But that's crazy. I've heard about that. I heard about how the abortion was being brought to the Supreme Court, and my biggest question is why.
Right. It makes me question it too, but there's a lot of pro-lifers out there that are actually interested in getting rid of this shit, but aren't interested in paying, to support these kids when they're giving up for adoption.
That's
crazy. I've heard a lot, kind of this like, life matters until it's born.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of like, yeah, it matters, but then we can send you to war.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can, fuck you over, make you homeless, whatever.
That's crazy.
All that shit.
Make
man.
it super tough for you to get anything done medically.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
I'm gonna say this.
Oh, go for it.
All right, I know you still bring up talking about all of the the realistic stuff. Yeah, touch that thought.
Get it.
No, just being that I'm not overly educated on all of the, Supreme Court stuff, the only thing I can really offer to the table is my own personal opinions. So my opinion is I don't think this is fair. I'm not necessarily saying that I agree wholeheartedly with abortion. I do have my doubts about it, just because my current situation. If I said this a while back in the podcast, I'm sure, if I were to end up in a situation like the one I'm in right now, I wouldn't want my partner to get an abortion, because I feel like myself, I would be there for my partner. But at the same time, it's also not up to me to decide what my partner wants to do with her body. If she chooses that she wants to get an abortion, for valid reason, of course, too, maybe like financial reasons, maybe mental reasons, there's a lot of stuff that comes with raising a child. And if you're not ready for it, then that's okay. You deserve to be able to have that right to have an abortion. There's also the rare cases where, let's say, it's sad to say, but it happens, a woman gets raped. Now she's sitting there with a baby that reminds her of her rapist. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to sit here and tell me that she can't get an abortion for that? That's not fair. Like, she's having these babies. She's about to have a baby that's entirely not under her terms and conditions. That's not fair to that woman. So it's when I heard that they were bringing it back to the Supreme Court, I was actually very frustrated. I was upset. I just that's not fair.
It definitely sucks. This case could either kill abortion rights, right then and there, but by decision of 9, which is very possible since we only have 3 people on that court who actually do support abortion rights. There's 6, and you really only need 5 for a majority. So, and 3 of them were Trump appointees: Kavanaugh, Barrett, Cohen, whatever, and Gorsuch. So, you get those 3 on there who, especially one of them who's been very pro-lifer, doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. And there was a case prior to RBG passing last year that was actually up in the court that went 5-4 only because of Roberts. And it was only 5-4 because there was still a fourth liberal up until RBG died. So we're kind of fucked.
Well,
women are fucked.
So it sounds like, based on what you're saying, it's kind of a definite thing. That that is the case, right? What's the next step? How do we move forward? Because I think in today's world, it's almost barbaric to have a situation in which women can't control their own bodies, right? So let's say we lose it, right? What is does it then get challenged again, and we hope that the Supreme Court has better people on it?
That would be the next case. These cases, once one is overruled, you hope that there's another case that the Supreme Court is willing to accept to challenge it. And I think it takes a total of 4 to actually consider challenging. So if we don't get a 4th vote to consider challenging, then it won't happen. Could be 5, but I'm pretty sure it's like 4 that have to agree to accept. Or they can go, I think, the congressional route, establishing a law federally, making abortion legal and protecting women's rights, which would hopefully somehow go under the ERA. And then hopefully through that amend a route for abortion if abortion itself is significantly restricted or completely eliminated. Because I don't see the justices saying abortion is gone and we're done with it. I see them restricting the shit out of it. Like holy shit, like put a noose around it, fucking hang it. Like you can barely get something out of it. And by the time you find out you're pregnant, you can't get an abortion.
This makes me mad.
Yeah.
I'm upset. Drake.
Drake. In my feelings? I feel it.
I'm upset.
And well, the contraceptives are already restricted in the South. Like
That's crazy.
It's really fucking restricted. Like you can't even mention it or offer them to kids in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't even teach it to them?
No.
Yeah, they teach abstinence only schooling. Is unfortunately pretty common.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So that area of the United States is going to be really fucked.
It's also why that area generally has a much higher teen pregnancy rate compared to California.
And if you look at Planned Parenthood out there, it doesn't exist.
You think if you don't talk about it, there's no problem.
Yeah.
But then 9 months later,
there
little problem.
Damn.
You'll figure that out.
Yeah, and to tie it all back to Ty.
But yeah, Ty over here, unfortunately, can no longer get rid of the baby.
Well, he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You never wanted to.
I mean,
you never wanted to.
I never wanted to. Yeah, but it's still unfortunate, because not saying that I would end up in this event, but just in the awkward event that one of my close friends end up in a situation where they don't want to have a kid, I would hate for this newfound potential law to hurt them or affect them. I just think it's human rights. I understand that, pro-lifers, they care about life, and being that you have a little soul, little spirit growing inside of a woman, that's a very big deal. I personally think it is a big deal, but I also think that we also got to be realistic. There are many different scenarios in a case where there is a logical reason for an abortion. There's a logical reason for contraceptives. There's a logical reason for all of this stuff. And rather than using this as an opportunity to pin blame on people's mistakes, why can't we just find an opportunity to acknowledge that people do make mistakes and find ways to make it easier to avoid these mistakes, which is why there are Planned Parenthoods and stuff in place to help us out. We're people, we're humans, we're gonna make mistakes. It's a part of us being imperfect. So it's just frustrating knowing that a law like this is in place that's only going to just hurt people from doing what makes them happy, or just helping them discover themselves, putting them in awkward situations. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes.
It's gonna be interesting.
That's why I gotta vote for Chris for president.